Flannel, the Big Ten this year.
Yeah.
Michigan's in the playoff. Even if they lose to Ohio State, they're in the playoff. There are no other games that they won't be a double-digit favorite. Maybe Penn State, because people will fall for that okey doke. But at the same time, Penn State is no threat. Go ahead, build. I guess I'll just ask you for it. I'll ask you for what I want. Give me the James Franklin buildup. Give it to me.
I'm not going to give you any. I'm not going to give you any James Franklin buildup. I'm just saying that they have a returning backfield, which is one of the best in the country. They have a great linebacker in Abdul Carter. They have a great corner in Kalen King. Give
it to me more.
They have a great offensive lineman. I'm just saying. And I think their quarterback coming in is actually better than Sean Clifford ever was. I'm not saying that Penn State is going to compete, but they're going to win
James
10
Franklin,
games.
Master recruiter.
He is. He actually made Vanderbilt the best they've been probably ever. That's actually true.
No. Well, Ohio State's not Michigan's only competition. It's Penn State, too. Did I tell you about James Franklin? He's such a recruiter.
They might both go into that game undefeated, Michigan and Penn State. I'm just saying. Tell
me more.
I'm not saying there's any excuse for Michigan to lose to Penn State, but that's a tough game. On the road, at Penn State.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about the whiteout. Tell me about Happy Valley. All the big wins that they have. You tell me about Penn State.
You are acting
and
like
if Michigan goes in there and wins, it solidifies them as a national championship threat.
Did I say here? I'll turn it back on you. Did I say that? Did I say that it would solidify their national championship run? I'm saying that it's their second toughest game of the season by far. And going into Penn State, there's no guarantees. Ohio State has lost there before. And you're acting like Penn State is Maryland or something. Come on, Neal. They're clearly number 3. There's a big gap between the third best Big Ten team and the rest of them.
Nick Lucido, can I get another nom nom nom? Oh, James Franklin. Nom nom nom. Happy Valley. Nom nom. Oh, Whiteout. Nom nom. Penn State. Oh.
I never said that. They're the third best team in the Big Ten. And to just disrespect the Happy Valley, I think that's a little bit. That's too far. That is too far.
You crossed that line.
Build it up.
I just did. They have probably one of the best returning defenses in the country. That is actually a fact. Come on now. I think their quarterback is going to be better than Sean Clifford. Their incoming, I forgot his name escapes me at this point, but
from Medina.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lucas, you give it too.
Hey,
let me taste your meal.
I watched him play because he lived like 20 minutes from my brother in the game when James Franklin landed the helicopter down the field. I was there.
Get out of here.
What's it got? It's like Ang. It starts with an A. His last name starts with an A. Drew Alder or something like that.
Drew Aller,
something like that.
James Franklin's taking helicopters to high school games.
He's in the middle of the sticks too.
And he's getting his ass kicked in every big game all the time.
Yep.
Stop with the Penn State.
What do you think he did for Micah? What do you think? He probably threw the PJ down there, had Micah hop on, pause.
James Franklin. Sappy Johnson, Neal is triggering me. I hope you're not a Penn State fan because all you deal with in your life is disappointment. Blitzberg, Neal is such a hater, but I love it. He's the reason I watch this show. I'm a Neal Rule fanboy. There's not many, so, you know. Your mom's favorite skater. Back-to-back Big Ten champs. Suck it. Lindsay, when did I talk about Michigan? I said you're in the playoff. No matter what.
You did.
Lose to Ohio State, you're still in.
But Penn State's a tough game. I am going to die on that hill until the season goes on. They're both going to go into that game undefeated.
It is not a tough game.
Yes, it's at Happy Valley.
Oh, tell me about all those big wins.
They don't have very many big wins, but they did go to the Rose Bowl.
Then how's it a tough place to play?
Because you can be a team that wins 10 games and not have any big wins. That's factual. Teams that can pop a team that any single time, especially when they're at home and somebody comes in on the road. Come on. Penn State they're guaranteed to win 9 or 10 games. Does that make them elite? No, but they are going to be a top 10 team in the country. I guarantee it, personally.
Okay. Steve O baby. Neal, why are you bashing Michigan about not winning a playoff game when the Lions haven't made it to a playoff game? When the Lions have made it to a playoff game only once? Because I'm always told that they're a national power, leaders and best. They have all that except the resume, except the wins.
I mean, they're building that resume though.
And it's line in the sand time.
Sure.
You don't win the national championship, your season's a failure. Period. End of story.
I agree. I've agreed this whole time.
But Lindsay, not every Michigan fan's comfortable with that. I just want to beat Ohio State.
Well, I think that was the goal the last couple of years before they, started becoming the better team. Now it has to be national championship or bust. It has to be. Because all we heard last year was what? Oh, we're winning it all. We're the best team in the country. We're going to beat Georgia. We're going to beat Alabama. We're going to beat whoever we play in the championship game. They never made it. They lost to who?
TCU.
Oh.
Max Duggan.
I know. Funny. You guys act like Alabama made the college football playoff last year. Oh, that's right. They didn't. Just saying.
Well, you act like you guys won it last year.
No.
That's right, you didn't.
No, of course we didn't. It was the worst day of my life. I had to come in and take it. I had to take it on Big D Energy, and then I had to take it on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, and which I did with Spencer. I took all of the medicine.
Where everything worked during that show.
Hey,
so it was double. He had to deal with a
Flannel
double.
showed up at least. At least Flannel showed up to work that week.
That is true.
It was who was it? Me, Spencer, JB, and then I believe Fletch. It was a skeleton crew that day, but it was fun. Spencer actually was pretty nice to me that day.
Paul Thomas says spot on, Lindsay. It is though, and we're gonna get more into that. But Flannel, bottom line, man, because there are some people out there still that says, "Oh, I want to beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten." You know that's an attitude that permeates Michigan. It's part of my problem with Michigan athletics.
Well, Michigan's already done that. And at some point, you have to take that humiliating defeat in the college football playoff and grow from it and learn from it. You got to win the national championship this year. National championship or bust. And I see that Broder's in the chat. A fine Michigan man himself. I'm sure he would agree.
A fellow Wolverine.
He's actually an actual alum. I am not.
Didn't you go to Michigan, though?
I did not.
Oh, somebody thought you did.
Nope.
God, you have like a passion like no other then.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Chuck Brewer chimes in. And Chuck and I vibe on a lot of things. I always get this qualifier. We butt heads about Michigan football. But even Chuck says 2 years ago it was Ohio State. Last year was Ohio State make noise in the playoffs. 2 years ago it was a success. Last year was a disappointment. This year it's chip or bust.
Yep, Broder just chimed in, agreed. So
I want these receipts, though.
They're going to have all this success in the regular season, just get smacked around by Georgia.
And Lucas, I want all these receipts because when everyone's calling in and just nom nom nom, where am I going to get my Big Ten championship T-shirt? After you beat Iowa, because Iowa's 7-5 and in the Big Ten championship game because they tied at 4-3 with every other team on that side of the Big Ten, and they beat them by 30. You know how they all get. They all get fired up. That means
that's the time.
Nothing. Can we get that on the record right now? That means nothing. That is an exhibition game for you guys.
Okay, it's not an exhibition game, but it means nothing if Michigan doesn't finish the job. I am allowed to celebrate wins along the way, but if they don't finish the job, then retrospectively it'll mean nothing. Nobody's going to care.
True.
It means nothing. Nothing. See, it's still there with him.
What are
Lindsay.
you talking about?
Under the surface, it's still there. It doesn't. No, if it's championship or bust, by default, that means nothing.
So every single time, I come in after the Ohio State game if Michigan wins. I literally, you're saying that I have to sit here and be like, job's not finished. I'm not allowed to be happy.
Yes.
I'm not allowed to be happy if Michigan beats Ohio State. I'm not allowed to be happy if they win.
That's the definition of being championship or bust.
I said if they don't finish the job, that retrospectively it'll be a failure. But you are allowed to celebrate wins along the way. Do you think Alabama celebrates wins against Auburn?
Do you think Alabama? You think Alabama celebrates beating Auburn? You think they celebrate it?
It's the biggest rivalry at the school. Absolutely, they do.
They don't care.
Oh my God, bro!
Don't throw the heads up, Flannel. Keep it together.
They don't care.
Breathe, baby.
They do care.
No, because their season's a failure. If they don't win a national championship, it's a failure.
Retrospectively, I said that. Retrospectively, it's a failure. You're allowed to celebrate wins along the way.
The button was pushed, Neal. The button was pushed.
All right, what commercial you want?
Big boy. Big boy.
Pick one.
You're big boy.
All right.